Yo, what's good, you guys? It's Ye and Reese with the Multiversal Pod, and today we are going to be bringing you the Punisher One Last Kill review. But before we start that, we went to the warehouse a little bit earlier and got into the dollar comic book section. Got some great things, so I think we should show you guys the haul. So first off, I'll start. We'll go one by one, I guess. So the first one I got is the X-Men versus the Avengers, the Judgment of Magneto. Great cover. I mean, can't complain about it. I mean, issue 4 too, so it's a 4-issue limited series. Definitely going to be something like the Doom 99 that was on the Instagram that I'm going to be trying to collect the rest of this series.
My first comic, I got the JLA, Justice League of America, issue number 61. Well, I had to get it because of the cover. The cover is pretty dope to me, so I just had to.
I mean, we might as well tell them now. We both got the same cover. We put our stack together, the stuff we got. I got 5 of them today. He got 4, and ended up the 5th one ended up being the Justice League of America. We both ended up pulling together. So, moving on to the second one that I got, Batman: The Legends of the Dark Knight. Great cover. I mean, Batman. When I see his cape spread like this, there's just nothing better in the world when it comes to Batman. Especially he's just a regular mortal man and he's flying through the night. Like, come on now.
My second, I got Justice League issue number 62. I'm a big, when it comes to DC, I'm just a big Justice League guy, so I had to go with these two.
Oh yeah. For my third option, it's actually an issue number 3 too, so that's a little bit interesting. And like I said, and I posted on the Instagram, you guys know one of my favorite heroes is Silver Surfer, and my favorite trilogy is Guardians of the Galaxy. So you know I had to grab the Groot Silver Surfer cover. Just amazing cover, both of them. And I feel like there's a lot of power set that Groot has in the MCU that we're going to see in Doomsday that a lot of us aren't expecting. So, great cover.
For my third comic, I'm going Daredevil, The Man Without Fear. We got Kingpin on the front of it. Daredevil Born Again Season 2 just came out, and we finished it. And I'm really one of the Daredevil geeks, so I just had to get this comic as well.
Kingpin's crying, too. You know we love seeing Kingpin cry. For my last one, another one, favorite hero, Silver Surfer, issue number 68. So definitely going to be adding this one onto the wall, like we talked about in the comic haul on the Instagram. Love the vibrant colors of these Silver Surfer covers. Yeah.
For my last comic, I got the all-new Avengers, issue number 1. It got Miles Morales, Vision, Sam Wilson. I had to get this comic. I never even heard of this, so yeah, I want to tune into it.
All right, well, something that we announced on the Instagram, we have a new person, a part of the team, and right now we're going to introduce our boy Rocco, who's going to be producing for us, and he also has a comic book haul that he got. So let's see what
What's up, guys?
your haul is.
All right. Well, starting off, I'm Rocco, I'm the producer. I tagged along with the warehouse with them today. Didn't even know that comic book place existed. But as a Marvel fan, that's like my dream spot. I'm going there next time for sure.
We are going to make that probably an every Saturday thing, so be ready for these videos to get a lot of hauls.
So for my first one, as a Marvel fan, my favorite team is X-Men. I got an X Universe after Xavier Age of Apocalypse. What's cool about this, it has Grey Hulk on the cover, and Apocalypse himself is one of my favorite X-Men rogues. So just to have him as a comic book cover, that's pretty sweet.
Oh yeah.
My second one I got was a first issue Union Jack. Very obscure. I've never had a Union Jack comic, but
Yep.
I think he's pretty cool.
You showed me that, and I was like, that's a pretty sick cover, and I feel like it would be cool to have a Britain superhero like in the MCU, like now that we have in the movies. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. Yeah. And what's different about this is to the face of the power of the Walking Dead. I don't know if it's about zombies.
Okay.
So this is new.
Might be
to
a
me.
little splash type of thing.
So we'll see. For my third one, I got Fantastic Four. It's Doctor Doom versus the Beyonder, with Doomsday coming out, and with Doctor Doom being a very important villain in the Marvel Universe. cool to have.
This guy loves Doctor Doom, by the way, which we all
Very
do.
much.
Everybody,
I'm
he's a
wearing the green.
he's a villain that we can all relate to.
And then my final one, I got a Guardians of the Galaxy issue with the 31st Century Sorcerer Supreme. I don't remember his actual name, but he's fighting Dormammu. And yeah, that's pretty sweet. So
Hell yeah.
definitely enjoyed that comic book run. We'll definitely be making another one.
Oh yeah. So we also just want to thank you. You got a busy schedule. You come out to help us on the weekends, and we're going to be seeing a lot more of this guy helping us out in the production part of the YouTube aspect. But now we are going to move on to our first look into Punisher One Last Kill. All right. All right, guys, welcome back with the Multiversal Pod. And like we said earlier, we're going to be breaking down the Punisher One Last Kill special. Before we break it down fully, what was your expectations coming into the special?
I wanted more killing. That's
Okay.
for sure. Like, oh no. Not,
I was gonna say
it
it was decent amount of
decent amount of killing, but like, I don't like how it started off.
like how it was civilians just running crazy.
Yeah,
That.
because
Okay.
if I'm not mistaken, wasn't it supposed to like branch off into like after Daredevil season 2, right?
I think it was supposed to show the gap where Punisher was after Daredevil season 1.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
so it was
that's
supposed
okay.
to be
Now
like a gap
that
of
makes sense
show
now. That
where
makes
he was
sense.
at.
Now
But
that makes sense.
I definitely, my expectations were one, it was gonna have more implications for Brand New Day, which we'll get to that later on in the episode on how we think it did give implications. But I definitely thought that it was gonna be a little bit more story based off of Punisher's old friends and everything around that, Bernthal's old friends, but
Right.
it was I like the Ganucci plot line,
Fair.
especially because in the comics that's one of his main villains is the Ganucci's, but I think the way they did it, making her feel the pain, it almost made you feel bad for her a little bit in it, which essentially made it good, but the special wasn't long enough
Yeah,
for me to
it
set
wasn't
up
long
that storyline. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely think that there was some good things in this. There was some very bad things in this too. But let's just jump right into the return of the Punisher. Let's just talk about why do you love the Punisher? Let's just
he's one of my favorite anti superheroes. Honestly, he means what he say,
yeah.
and he's just a little off, bro. I love his scream too. I don't know why. His purple screams is so amazing, yo. John Bernthal couldn't be like he's the Punisher. Like
Yeah,
he
I don't
embodies
think
that character
I
perfectly.
definitely think you're correct. I don't think they could have casted a better character to play Punisher. This movie, though, if you guys haven't watched it, or this special, if you guys haven't watched it, gave off heavy 2000s Punisher vibes.
Mhm.
I don't know if you ever watched that.
I watched the movie.
We got Rocco on over there. You watched it. It gave off heavy 2000s Punisher vibes, just very dark and dull in the beginning when he's doing those pull-ups and his fingers
Is
are bleeding,
Yeah.
and then he goes to take the painkillers with the alcohol, and then he has that little burst where he's like, "Yeah, I'm the man," and then it just goes downhill because obviously nobody's body can. I don't even think fucking Vision's body can even handle that shit. So I think that was great that they were showing him still in this hole that he kind of seems to dig deeper for himself,
Yeah.
but then again, he kind of needs it to find himself. You know what I'm saying? But in the Act 1, like I said, we got him with the bloody scenes and everything like that, with the bloody hands when he's doing the pull-ups, and then we go into the coffee shop scene where he's just
Yeah.
around all the chaos, and he meets the little girl and her dad that
Mhm.
he's gonna end up saving at the end of the episode,
Right.
which I thought that was pretty badass the
Yeah,
way
it
they
was.
did that. But Then we moved to Act 2, where we had um Maganucci kind of pull up, and you didn't know what was really gonna happen. You know, when she pulled up, like obviously knowing who she was from the series before and everything, it was a little jaw dropping that she was just standing there and he wasn't trying to get after her, like
Right.
off rip, her being the last one alive. I think yeah, he did want her to feel the pain that she kind of caused him,
Mhm.
but I I don't know. I like that sequence, but I think it should have been more him trying to go after her and that bodyguard stepping in, because he kind of just stood there. That dude in the background, he was big as hell.
Yeah.
It just stood there and was like pushing her around. Like he was like, let's go, we gotta get the car." Like it wasn't anything jaw dropping in that act. But
Mhm.
then you get to where she starts explaining how he killed all of the family and left her.
Right.
And when you saw those scenes, it really that's where it really resonated with me that they definitely went back and watched that 2000s Punisher, because there's so many things that aligned with when Punisher was going to kill the actor John Travolta. I can't remember what character he was playing, but he was going to kill John Travolta and he killed his entire family before knocking him off the list. But that's when we moved to the act 3 that was the ending that was, I think it was kind of beautiful, honestly. That's where it kind of pulled me back into it, was the act 3, when he has this choice whether he can go get Maganucci, end his suffering, end all of his problems that he think he has psychologically, but then he sees the girl and her father, and he's like, that needs taken care of
Right.
first. This is my priority. I have the power to do these things, so why not do them? And I think that was the scene where he kind of was turning from just being a man turning into a superhero.
Right.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah.
What did you think about that scene?
Yo, when I first seen the scene, when he was in the coffee shop, bodying all those people, that scene low key kind of reminded me of Daredevil season Born Against
Bullseye.
One. Oh
Bullseye.
my
Yes.
gosh. Oh, that
It
yeah.
very similar to Bullseye.
It was good. It was good. It was great. I like how he looked at the little girl, the dad. It was nice. It was a nice scene.
Yeah.
They could have went into more like I just wanted more. Like I don't know, it just was never enough for me.
I'll tell you this. Um, this special, if you were looking like just for fully action, that wasn't what you were gonna get. Um, this was a very psychological episode and a very psychological special. Um, especially the scene when he's sitting by the grave and he's drinking, and then he sees his daughter. That moment right there was kind of. I mean, he did try to kill himself. That's one thing we know. The Punisher's never going to kill himself because he needs to live with the pain and he wants to show everybody else his pain. So I think that there was more that could have happened. Now let's move on to the bad. Um, obviously there was a lot of controversy over the effects in this movie, especially the roof fall scene when he fell onto what looked like the AC duct. Um, It definitely could have had some more work. I will say you got to give them credit that they actually used Bernthal. I mean,
Right.
there's a lot of people that would turn the body around so it was face down and it was some special effects person and not the actual actor. You got to give them credit that it was actually Bernthal in there doing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But another thing, we don't really see a lot of correlation in how that's going to set up Brand New Day.
That's what kind of blew me too. I was kind of confused. I'm like, it came towards the end. It came towards the end with him actually being the Punisher and stuff. I'm like, so that's it. Like, what?
Yeah.
Why is this not? Where Spider Man? How does this even come together? Yeah,
Yeah.
we didn't get none of that.
I think the only thing that maybe set up Brand New Day is the ending scene when he goes to confront the man that
Right through that.
that threw the dog in
Yeah.
front of the bus without knowing, but then he's like, he took something from me. Get that guy. And I think that was the only correlation that we're gonna bring to Brand New Day is that's the type of Punisher that we're gonna see. Like he is gonna check first instead of killing first. But if you did something wrong, there's no, it's over. It's over. You one kill, one shot, one kill. You know what I'm saying? Like it's that was cool about it, and I think the only real Easter egg that we saw comic wise was I don't know if you guys noticed, but he actually had the comic accurate skull. Like the skull was comic accurate, which I think that was a little bit of foreshadowing too, just showing that he's the full Punisher now. He's that full character. He's the hero. He has that as his mantle, and he's not this faded skull anymore. That's just kind of fighting for what he's lost. He's
Right.
fighting to save people now, which I think is great for him. Future predictions. We already know team up, Brand New Day. But where do you see this Punisher character in the future?
I'm not gonna lie. If we get him a Brand New Day, we have to get him a Secret Wars, right?
Yeah,
It only
I
makes
think so.
sense. Him and if I know I keep seeing a lot of things like no, Daredevil might not be in it, but if Daredevil was also in Brand New Day,
Okay, I know I had a heavy take that he was going to be in Brand New Day, but I don't think he will be in Brand New Day. I think Daredevil season 3. Does that come out?
next year, next
Comes
March,
out next year. I think that's gonna branch all of the street level
heroes.
people
Yeah,
into the cosmic stuff once we get that incursion. We're gonna get that first incursion probably like I don't know. It may be it depends how many credit scenes, ending credit scenes we get at Doomsday.
right.
Because Doomsday has the potential to have a couple credit scenes where we leave this team's here, street level people are here, they're reacting to an incursion. There's a lot that can happen, but I think the real bridge is going to be Daredevil season 3 when it
Okay.
comes out because it does come out before Secret Wars. I think that's going to be a bridge between all these characters. I think we're going to get a freaking amazing like comic accurate defenders like
Mhm.
with everyone in it and add Punisher to that squad. I
Dope.
think Bernthal has made his man like the mantle that he's made for himself when it comes to like being the Punisher. I don't think there's anybody else that can really do that, so
Yeah.
they're gonna keep him for these movies.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
No, no, for sure. So let's go into the final rating. So we're gonna do kind of a 4 tier rating. So we're gonna go with the first one. I'll go off each one after you rate. So we're gonna go with the story. What did you think about the story?
Storyline out of 10,
Out of 10. Yeah.
I give it a story wise. It was a good 8
8 out of 10.
out
Okay.
of 10. I think it was a really good story.
I think I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10 for storyline just because I think it could have reached that 8 or 9, but it had to be an hour and 10. I
Right.
needed an extra 20 minutes just to sprinkle a little bit more details in, even though there was a lot with her or him killing the Ganucci family and leaving her. I just think it could have been stretched a little bit more. Um, but yeah. Moving on to the second um tier of the rating, the action. What did you think about the action? And out of we'll do this one out of 10 again too.
10.
10.
10.
Yeah.
I mean, anytime you see John on the screen, man,
Yeah.
screaming and using that gun, it's always a 10 for 10 for me.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I'll go an 8 out of 10. This will be the last time me saying it just because I don't want to be repetitive. I think there was some fighting scenes that could have been a little bit longer and they were a little bit spaced out weird throughout the episode. And then we saw little glimpses like when he was killing people.
Yeah,
But you didn't even really see him either. You just
You
saw
just saw the
the
bottom
people
of
get
it.
hit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah. Moving on to the third, let's go with characters. And I guess we'll just overall, how would you rate the characters in this movie? Punisher, and then the little girl, her dad, the Ganucci.
I mean, honestly, the girl and dad wasn't really a.
It was in the preview, like the trailer that we got, we were made to think that that was gonna be like a major plot. That's why,
Mhm.
you know what I mean?
Okay, so yeah, I'll go around 7.5.
Okay.
7.5. The Gucci, come on, the Gucci family. That was
Okay.
is I don't
I'm gonna give it. Don't kill me now, people. I'm gonna give it a 5 for the
ooh.
characters, and I'll say all of the 5 was to the Ganucci's, and I don't think those little cameos where we had where um with Bernthal's old friends with like where he was they were pretty much in his mind. I don't think
Mhm.
those really count as character arcs. So I
Right.
think that the Ganucci's were the really only character arc, and it wasn't there fully. You know what I mean? And finally, we are going to go an overall score of the special. What did you think about that?
Overall score the special, I'm probably gonna give it a good. I give it a 7.5, probably 8.
Yep, that's literally the exact way I was gonna frame it. 7.5 out of 8. I think if I watch it again, I think it'll go to an 8 just because I'll be like, oh, we have a Punisher special. This
Right.
is cool as hell. But I don't think that this is something that I'm gonna be like, yo, go watch this special. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's right on that line of not a great Marvel release, but just good enough to where we're like, all right, this is good. It's gonna lead to something, but where are we going? You
Right.
know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. Definitely something to hold us over too. Until.
Yeah, I think that was the main thing, and also I don't know if you know, I think the reason it was shorter too is Bernthal kind of had his hand in all of this. Like this
Mhm.
was kind of his
Yeah.
he wanted. So I think that's why it was a little bit shorter because the production value just wasn't there. So like you said, I think it was a little like, here, you guys can have this so that we have something to hold you over until Spider-Man comes out.
Right.
But I'm glad it was him and it wasn't like a Werewolf by Night type of thing
Mhm.
where it had nothing to do. Like, don't get me wrong, that special wasn't bad. I liked it. It was good having all the monsters and everything, and especially seeing like the what would you call that? The supernatural side of the
Okay.
Marvel universe. It was great to see that. But it didn't have any correlation to what was going on at that point in time, and this was good to see that it had some sort of implication.
Yeah. I agree.
Alrighty, so that's our final review of the Punisher One Last Kill. For both of us, we gave a 7.5 out of 8. We think that's pretty reasonable. If you guys want to tune in, the Multiversal Pod, that's our YouTube. We're gonna have all of our stuff in the link below. Check us out on there, and yeah, thank you guys for tuning in.